Hello and welcome to my December budget with me. I can't believe it's already the last month of 2024 and we're just about to get started on 2025. It's been quite a busy year for me with having a newborn and going back to work and also starting this channel. But it's been a lot of fun, especially getting to know a lot of you in the budgeting community here on YouTube. So I think that this might be my last month using this budgeting spreadsheet. I've been working on a new one that might be a little bit easier to use because it will add up all of your expenses for you when you enter them into the right category of your spending. And it'll be a bit more flexible for adding more areas for debts or savings or anything else that you need. I will probably keep the budget spreadsheet that I'm using now as a free download, and I would like to continue offering my new spreadsheet for free because I really don't like the idea of charging people for it, but I'm still working on it, and so I'm not really ready to release it quite yet. Maybe after a couple months of using it and I get the bugs worked out of it. I'm also adding additional sheets to it for an annual summary and a net worth calculator and additional things. And I don't know if I should include everything all on one sheet. I'm still undecided about that. It has gotten to be a lot of things to track, even though you don't have to track everything. So let me know if a new sheet is something you would be interested in and if you would want those additional trackers as well for like debt payoff and net worth and stuff. I will begin using it for my January budget, so stay tuned for that. If you like it, then let me know because I would really like to offer it to anyone who may be interested. Okay, so let's jump into my December budget. So first of all, for my paycheck, I am expecting to be bringing in $6,069.88 for December. That's 2 paychecks. And I think going forward, as well as changing up my spreadsheet, I'm going to be budgeting off of my gross income, so that you can see how much is taken out in taxes and how much I'm contributing to my 401k and other pre-tax deductions. Because next year I'm also going to be contributing to a dependent care savings account, DCFSA, and that's also going to come out of my paycheck pre-tax, and then I'm going to be using it to pay for daycare as much as I can. So that maximum contribution amount is $5,000 that will be taken out every paycheck. So instead of contributing to the FSA next year, I'm going to be contributing to this dependent care FSA and using that for daycare instead of using it for health expenses. Because also, my husband also has access to an HSA that he can begin contributing to next year. So I don't think for my husband's paycheck I will be budgeting before taxes because I don't get to see his pay stubs. I could ask him for them, but it's not quite as easy for me to just pull them up and look at them like I can pull up my own. So I'll still be budgeting based off of what hits our joint account from his paycheck, and then for me, I will be budgeting exactly what's written on my pay stubs for my gross income, and then I'll show you all of the taxes and other deductions that come out. So that's how much I'm expecting next month. And this is after taxes. Haven't switched over to the gross budget yet. This is still net budgeting. And then for my husband's paycheck, he actually began contributing 85% of his pay to the joint account because we are going to start working on focusing on debt payoff a little bit more in the new year. And since the first debt that we're looking to pay off is probably going to be his truck, he's going to contribute a little bit more. Plus, he doesn't need all of his spending money. He doesn't really know what to do with it, so he thinks that benefiting the household a little bit more is what he wants to do with it. So 85% of his paycheck should be coming in starting in December and moving forward. So we're expecting $4,607.91. So for interest, I usually budget much lower than what we're expecting. We've finally been able to move all of our savings back into a high yield savings account that's earning us 4% interest, but it's better to budget less than we expect and then get more. So I'm going to budget $5.76. We'll probably expect something more along the lines of $50 at least. And then for rewards, refunds, and other, I don't budget anything because these are always nice to have, but they're never expected. So sometimes we redeem our credit card rewards. Other times we might get refunds or a gift of money that I'll deposit in. But it's better to budget not expecting them than expecting them, because this bit me in the butt a little bit at the beginning of the year when I was expecting our state tax returns to come through, and they didn't come through. And like 4 months later, finally we got our state tax returns. So I eventually gave up on budgeting for that expected amount. And then when they came in, it was just a bonus that month. So all in all, we're expecting a little bit over $11,000 in income, and this is all after tax and our retirement deductions. So moving on to our debts, I mentioned in a recent video that they did our escrow analysis and determined that our mortgage is going to be a little bit lower starting in December. So that amount is going to be $2,675. It was like a little bit less than that, but I just rounded up the change as an additional principal payment since this is lower than what we were paying before. So it's totally doable to round up that little bit of change. It's not going to make a difference in paying off our mortgage early, but I like to have rounder numbers. So 2,675 is a nice number for paying for our mortgage. And I already have our auto payment set up for that. So for the next year at least, we won't have to worry about our mortgage payment because it'll be auto drafted every month. So for our car, we pay this every other week, $311.07. We'll be paying that twice this month for a total of $622.14, and that's just making the minimum payments on that. And then for my husband's student loans, that's a $382 payment every month. And then my retirement account loan, this comes out with my paycheck, $236.22, so I'll be paying that twice for a total of $472.44, which brings our debt payments to a little bit over $4,000, which is quite a lot of debt, but not the worst. We don't have any credit card debt, which is fantastic. So moving on to our fixed expenses, our utilities are still expected to be $184. Our car insurance is $156.98. I think in January or February that will be changing. They are doing a reevaluation for our 6 months. And then internet, that's always $29.99. And then Acorns, which is my after-tax brokerage account, I pay a $1 monthly subscription for that. And then for daycare, we pay every Monday. We pay $300. I think there's 5 Mondays in December, so we're expecting to pay $1,500. Moving on to our savings, I still contribute to the FSA. This will be the last month that I'm doing that. That's $20 a paycheck, so I should be contributing $40. And then I'm going to skip over my husband's Roth IRA for now. We'll come back to that. So for my Acorns after-tax brokerage, I do a $5 monthly recurring contribution. And then sometimes I get roundups that are usually about $5. So I'm going to budget $10 for that. It's usually a little bit more if I get those roundups in. For the emergency fund, we're not going to budget anything for that. We're really close to our $18,000 goal, but it's not that important for us to hit that. For our new roof savings, if you've seen my November update, we should be able to complete that this month with a little bit left over. So I'm not budgeting any towards our new roof savings. And then for my daughter's 529, we want to hit that $5,000 goal. So just $415 left for that. We should be contributing $850 in November to bring that up to so then we'll get up to that 5,000. And we're contributing to that because it should offer us a tax break on our state taxes up to $5,000 contributed. So we could contribute more. You can contribute up to whatever the gift tax amount is, which is something like 18 or 19,000, and you can contribute more than that too if you want to pay taxes on it. But 5,000 is the max that you can contribute to get a tax break. So that's all we're targeting for now. And now on to my sinking funds. I want to make sure that all of these are positive, hopefully moving into the new year. So unless any huge expenses come up, we should be able to get most of them positive and stay positive into the new year. I will roll over anything that's remaining in the sinking funds into next year's sinking funds, so that we're not starting at zero. I don't like starting at zero because any kind of emergency could happen at the beginning of the year where we may need these sinking funds. So $800 I'll contribute to home, $400 to groceries, although we usually spend a lot less than that, $175 to car and gas. And then I'm not going to contribute anything to gifts because we have a pretty good fund there. And although we will be buying Christmas gifts for everyone in December, the amount that's in there should be plenty to cover that. And then we can start contributing it again to the gifts and donation sinking fund in the new year for any upcoming gifts next year. For restaurants, we're not contributing anything to that. We've done a low spend year this year and tried not to spend in restaurants, and we've done very, very good. So we have a really good sinking fund built up for restaurants, and we're not going to contribute anything to that anymore. $70 to pets. I have 2 rabbits. They're going to have a vet appointment in January, and so we need a lot saved up for them in that. For baby, this went negative last month, 2 months ago, because I paid her final doctor bill. Hopefully it was her final doctor bill with that fund. So I'm going to contribute $120 to bring it just up to positive. We shouldn't have to spend very much on her in December. She's probably going to get anything she needs as gifts for Christmas. For clothing and personal, I'm not going to contribute to that. And for health, this one's been negative all year, and I'm only going to bring it up to by contributing $60. Um, so, travel and entertainment, contribute $15 to that. We're trying to build up a big fund. Maybe we'll go take a vacation next year. We didn't take any vacations this year. I think we went camping. We went camping one weekend and we visited my grandparents twice, but no extended vacations. And then for phone, budgeting $55. We pay that annually, so it's nice to have a sinking fund for that. And I'm not going to contribute anything to our miscellaneous fund because we haven't spent anything out of that all year long. So that leaves us with $3,200, which we're going to contribute all of that, hopefully, and maybe some more to my husband's Roth IRA. Our hope is that we might actually be able to max this one out for calendar year 2024. So he's maxed this out for a couple years now, but this year we had to cut back. So it would be nice if we could max it out this year. But that is everything for my December budget. Let me know how your December budget is looking. Do you have a nice big savings for Christmas? Have you been saving all year long for gifts for your friends and family? I really hope so, but it's not too late to start saving up for that. It's not a good idea to go into credit card debt for your friends and family. And if they understood that buying them gifts would put you into debt, then I'm sure that they would understand if you didn't give a lavish gift this year. Maybe if you made something or bought them something small or did some kind of chore for them or took them out for an inexpensive experience. I'm sure that those kind of memories are much more valuable than an expensive gift. But let me know in the comments what your plans are coming up for December, because I would love to hear it. And if you're interested in seeing more of my family's journey towards financial independence, then please hit subscribe because I would love to have you follow along. Thank you for being here.